Today, I'm showing you 12 different ways for you to solve the inventory crisis. Hey, welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. Today, I want to solve the inventory crisis you and others are experiencing in your marketplace by revealing for the first time publicly a survey we did amongst our elite coaching members. Heads up, this year they'll do 63 transactions, call it $700,000 in GCI on about $30 million in volume. I recently went to both their business plans, which I can have access to online, and then looked at a survey poll that we did on Facebook where I asked them this question. What are the sources your listings came from in 2017? Like, where are you concentrating your time, your energy, your marketing, your phone calls, your knocking, your direct mail, and more? And as we watched that list, both the first initial 7 that I posted, and they added more, we got to 12 different listing sources. Now, why am I sharing this with you? What I know is this: as I travel around the country and I do webinars and I talk to agents that are telling me, Tom, my marketplace has a 1-month supply of inventory. Or, Tom, yesterday, my marketplace has a 0.5, a half a month supply of properties. They come on the market, we hit MLS, that's our marketing plan, 6 or 7 offers. Now, I know someone's watching right now and saying, but Tom, I'm in the high end, and we've got a 7-year supply of homes on the market in certain price ranges. I understand. Don't you want more listings? If the answer is yes, I'm going to take you through this list. I'm going to give you some insights. You're going to see on my blog at tomferry.com some case studies, some marketing samples that you're going to want to download, look at, R&D, rip off and duplicate, and use these as a way to grow your listing inventory for the spring market coming soon and the summer markets. So, with all that together, I want you to listen to this list through basically, call it 2 frameworks. Number 1, do I do that? And number 2, is that something I've avoided? Now, remember, fixed mindset versus growth mindset. If you're sitting there watching this right now and you're saying to yourself, I don't have enough inventory, I've got more buyers than I've got properties to sell, or I want to get more listings because that's just my model, we've got to remove that fixed mindset, that doubt that, one time 15 years ago, I called that prospect, I didn't like it, and therefore I don't do it today. We have to remove that mindset and be open to simply serving more customers. Does that make sense? So let's go through the list together. Number 1, now remember, this is prioritized based upon our members saying this is where I got the most listings from in order. Number 1 was their database, their past clients, and sphere. Now that shouldn't shock you. My question for you is this: what is the frequency of communication with every single person in your database and all of your listing leads? How often? What do you send? What channels do you send it in? Email, phone call, text, video, face-to-face, handwritten note, smoke signals? What is the frequency of communication? How often do you do it? And what mediums are you using in a 2018 environment where more people could be looking at this than getting that direct mail piece in the mail? So we want to make sure that with your database, you know your customer, and you're optimizing email for sure, video absolutely, giving them the information that they need so they're well informed to make good decisions. Many of our coaches today are asking their clients, and we're seeing tremendous success from this both last year and this year, where they go into the MLS, they take every person in their database, and they do a quick CMA that we can just email to them, giving them a range of valuation, of equity, if you will, in their property in a simple email. Now, once you go through that list of 100, 200, 500, 1,000, you better hit save inside the MLS because you're going to do the same campaign 90 days later. Think about it. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, here's what's happening in your market. Just like your stockbroker would send you, here's what's going on with your portfolio, here's what's happening with your 401k, I want you to be the knowledge broker. You're not always saying, have you had thoughts of selling and do you know anybody? You're not always doing that. You're just keeping them informed and making sure you are top of mind. So that's an idea for you to consider. Number 2, not a shocker in our world, open houses, specifically mega open houses. Now, for these first 2, there's a case study at tomferry.com. I strongly recommend you look at it. Mega open houses by a wonderful client, James Suarez. Big shout out to James and his team. They don't do open houses the traditional way. Put out 2-3 signs an hour before and hope and pray to the real estate gods that someone shows up. No, all the money is made in marketing and announcing the open house, the event that you're doing. They put out 15, 20, sometimes 30 signs, which we know is important because people walk in saying, my goodness, I see your signs everywhere, and that's a good thing. They, in many cases, will have food, a taco truck, something, know your customer, know your budget, know your price range. It makes sense for you. It could be a bag of chips. I don't know. But they give people a reason to show up. They give people a reason to show up more than just, hey, come look at this listing. And they spend their entire time while they're there meeting with neighbors because you invited all them, meeting with your past clients in Sphere because you invited all them, all of your buyer prospects you've got in that long-term buyer follow-up campaign, you're inviting all of them and basically blanketing your zip code on Facebook and Instagram. You'll see all of this in the case study. But here's the point, my friends. They're going all in on this, and it represents hundreds of thousands of dollars in listings commissions from this one source alone. Number 3, Geographic Farms. Now, old school, but made more modern. We know the basic thought behind a geographic farm is to identify 500, 1,000, 250 homes where the annual turnover justifies and rationalizes a large enough return on investment, ROI, for your direct mail, for your marketing efforts, for your Facebook ads to overlay that marketplace so you become the obvious choice. Now, everybody's got a friend of the business, right? We all know that deal, but we want you to be that one that stands out. I'm calling Ginger, right? I'm calling Richard, right? She's the one, he's the one. Why? Because you've inundated them with direct mail, with Facebook ads, with open houses, and you become the mayor of that community. We know today we have clients that have 500 homes in a farm, 5,000 homes in a farm, 50,000 properties that they're farming, 80,000 properties that they're farming, and they're getting huge returns on their investment. Of the top 3, are you dabbling in those or are you obsessively committed to those? Think about it. That's just the top 3 of our core 4. Number 4 on the list is agent-to-agent referrals. Yes, agent-to-agent referrals, especially amongst our network where everybody's in the ecosystem connecting and brainstorming and idea sharing. And all of a sudden, if you go to, is it census.org? Census.gov. We should just put a link up because I'm totally screwing that up. You're going to see that. I want you to go there, play around, and here's what you're going to discover. Let's say you're in Texas, right? You're in Austin, and you say, where are people moving to and from when they come from Austin? Well, no surprise, they're coming from Arizona, they're coming from Las Vegas, they're coming from Southern California, they're coming from the San Francisco Bay Area looking for that same tech culture and vibe. And it actually shows you the number of people that are working. And what the smart agents are doing is they're creating networking relationships with agents in all of those communities so they can be on the receiving and the sending end of those agent-to-agent referrals. Fascinating, huh? Let's look at number 5. Easy one. ZRT, Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, Homes.com, and all of those. And guess what? We know that a percentage of the people that are like, I want to look at that house, need to sell one before they buy the next one. And the savviest of agents, you are paying attention, asking the right questions. Do you guys need to sell before you buy? Have you met with other agents? Can I help you there? Can I refer you to somebody if it's out of my market? Or can I serve you myself? So the agents that have over-indexed on online, arbitrage, buying leads, have really seen this as a significant listing opportunity, and I hope you are too. Number 6, expired listings. Now remember, we have clients all over the US, Canada, Mexico, Europe, Australia, so this is clearly a very US specific one, but we know today that a percentage of homes are overpriced, undermarketed, bad exposure, horrible photography, and like it or not, they expire. And smart, aggressive agents with the right service mindset are using direct mail, phone calls, door knocking, and more to help that customer repackage and reposition their home to sell. And let's face it, is there a better marketing piece then? This home at 1234 Banana Street was on the market for 327 days with 2 different agents, no offer, never sold. listed and sold by myself and my team in 27 days and got them 99% of asking price, and then their Zillow review below that. It's the ultimate proof of success, my friends. Now, this is where I know some people will go, oh, Tom, I don't like expireds. Okay, fixed mindset. How's that working out for your savings account? You're an unbelievable listing agent. You're a confident rock star. Stop labeling any lead source as a bad lead source, and instead, remember that there's a human being over there, and you're a knowledge broker. You know how to help. Just focus on the human being, not the source. Make sense? All right, number 7, specifically focusing on seller online lead generation. We know from the last 4 or 5 years, the phenomenon of curious about the value of your home, click here, get a automatic CMA on the value of your home, yada, yada, yada. Well, I've been talking about this for 4 or 5 years now, and people have landing pages, they've been running Facebook ads, low cost per lead. We're not talking Google yet, low cost per lead on Facebook, but it takes 18 months, right? After 18 months, you get a 3% conversion, 3 out of 100. Some agents couldn't handle that. The vast majority of our clients understand long-term lead nurturing, get them into your system, send them stuff of value, have them watch your videos, see your proof of success, right? That you're watching them percolate up as they're looking at more and more properties on your website. And guess what? Now today, 3-4 years later, it's the number 7 source for their listings today. Think about that. Are you doing Facebook ads right now to make sure that 2019 and 2020 you're securing those listings? I hope you are. Number 8, sign calls. Another great reason why when you're doing those open houses to have as many signs as your city allows. Because, if you're in New York City, the answer is none, right? In some towns and some villages around the world, no signs or 1 sign. So know your market, follow the rules. But sign calls, excellent source. Number 9, for sale by owners, fastest source, a business opportunity. Whether we like it or not, as real estate professionals, it's the DIY marketplace, right? It's the do-it-yourselfers that they don't know any better. They believe. Now, if you remember, I don't even know how long ago, a Tom Ferry show where I talked specifically about a company called Fizber, F-I-Z as in zebra, B-E-R. They wanted to meet with me. They're a FISBO company, like a FISBO online portal. I didn't want to meet with them. I'm like, you guys are the devil. I don't want to talk to you. Well, guess what? They wiggled their way into a meeting in my office. And I said, guys, how can I help? Like, I don't want to support for sale by owners. They said, no, here's the problem. What we're seeing is after 61 days, they haven't sold. They asked for a real estate agent. I said, aha, that I can help you with. So what do we know? There's a small percentage of all the homes in your marketplace that are for sale by owner. Generally speaking, if you go to the FISBO case study, it's 3 out of 10 people are real, and of those 3 that you qualify and preview their home, that's the whole campaign, you're going to get 1 or you're going to get 2, but it's 1 or 2 more listings that your sign is up, that you get a post all over the internet, that you're marketing to your database and others, and you're helping another seller sell their home and maybe just round tripping the deal and getting both sides. Remember, fixed mindset, growth mindset. Number 10 is investors. Unbelievable opportunity right now with it's incomprehensible how much money is coming into the marketplace right now from, SoftBank investing in, real estate brokerage companies to building companies, the amount of technology companies, but the everyday investor. So 2 things I want you to do. Ready? Little just project. Why don't you sit down with your title rep, give him or her a giant hug and thank them for their service. And then ask them, could you pull up a report of every person, LLC, S Corp, LLP, or individual, family, right? You got to find them different ways, that own 3 properties, 5 properties, 10 properties in our area. You know what you're going to discover? There's a whole bunch of people in your town that own a whole bunch of real estate. And in many cases, they might just be tired of toilets and tenants, and now it's time for them to do something else. My point to you is this: whether you're trying to find the money or trying to find the product, both are really good. They're already in your marketplace. Are you paying attention, right? Have you taken the time to sit down to get that list created and then think through a campaign, right? Can I knock on their door? Can I send a mailer, consistently? Can I make phone calls? Can I get with them face to face to find out what their plans are? Is it time for them to take their 10 single-family residences and maybe sell that and 1031 exchange it into maybe a shopping center? you and I both know once they're in the monopoly game, they're in the monopoly game, and it's your job to identify them, work with them, bring them significant and meaningful value, and have them as customers for life. So that was number 10. Number 11, interesting enough, is working with builders. Same thing, go back to your title rep and say, hey, do me a favor. I want you to pull up, now again, every state's gonna be different, every city's gonna be different. I'm using kind of Southern California specific, my marketplace. I would say, pull up every property in the flower streets of Corona del Mar that's zoned like R2, where I can build 2 units, but there's currently only 1 unit on it. I see people doing this every day all over the world because they're realizing, whether you're talking about micro housing, which we should do an entire show on, bananas, what's going on in Seattle. I mean, we know it because you look at China, Japan, micro housing, 300 square foot place, single person, they show up, it's like living in a hotel room. It's bananas. Seattle's doing it, Oakland's doing it, San Diego's doing it. You gotta pay attention, my friends. The world is shifting, but here's the deal. I got that little tiny lot. If I can find the opportunity, the builder's available, the money's available, but think about it like this. If you're a smart agent, and you're playing the long game, I'm gonna find all those properties in my area that have been owned for 20 plus years that have this specific zoning opportunity for growth because it's too small or the single unit they put on it. And guess what? Knock, knock, hi, what are your plans? If there was a way, would you be interested in partnering? I've got a builder, I've got the money, there's all kinds of options. You know, just building rapport, connecting, bringing value, and having that team behind you ready to jump when the timing is right. Listen, you get paid on the front end, they build 2 units, 3 units, you got 2, 3 listings on the back end, you get paid 2, 3 more times. It's worth the effort, my friends, and that's why it's where it is on the list. There was like 30, I'm only giving you the top 12. So last one on the list, they all matched up exactly the same. So it was, professional networking, corporate relocation, radio, seminars, and Yelp reviews. All those got mashed up, but it was significant enough because it was all the same number that we just put it into one group. Now that you have this list, the $64,000 question for you is, where are you really focused? Where are you dabbling? And what are you avoiding? If I was sitting with you one-on-one, I'd say, let's get them all on the wall. Show me your business from 2017. Check, check, check. I got 4 here. Check, check. I got 2 here. Check, check. I got 2 here. None, 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 none. 1. And I'd say, all right, now where do we want to concentrate? If I'm your coach, where are you going to concentrate? If you were placing bets, you're playing roulette, where do you want to place your bets in 2018 to expand the number of listings you attract? Now, if you're doing 1 or 2, which is probably the norm for the vast majority of people, and that's okay, let's add 2 more. It's just math. You with me? It's like, hey Tom, metaphorically, I found this really great fishing spot where the fish bite, and I'm like, oh, do you need fish for food? Yes, it's actually what we do. It's how we survive. How many lines do you have in the water? 1. Well, what if you put 3 lines in the water? The math says I should be getting 2 to 3 more every single time, and that's the same mindset. But what I don't want you to do is say, I'm gonna do all 12, because then you'll dabble at every one of them and you will not be effective. I want you to pick 1 or 2. If you're with us, you're gonna work with your coach and say, okay, this is what I need to do. Here's the plan. I'm gonna look at the stuff that Tom Ferry and others are providing so I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I know what my budget's gonna be, if it's free or if it's cost. I know the pieces I wanna send. I know the frequency. I know the medium I wanna use. And I want you to have a strategy with a series of tactics to earn more listings from that new source. And then guess what? We finished 2018, you double the number of listings. I know you're gonna more than double your income. And guess what? We go right into 2019, you go back to the list or the new one that we publish, and you find 1 or 2 more. And you know what happens? You'll wake up and all of a sudden you're selling 100 or 200 or 300 homes a year. And you're like, that Tom Ferry show, pretty good stuff. So I hope you got some value out of today. Make sure you read the blog on tomferry.com. Take the time to download some of those case studies. Those are examples from our clients that we know work, they're using every day. You'll see all the numbers in the GCI and everything that they spend and how they do it. It's all there. The goal, my friends, is to be in action. That's my intention here, for you to be in action. Wishing you a great week, a great month, and your best year ever. See you soon. Hey, it's Coach Tom Ferry. Have you been considering hiring a coach? If so, click the link below and check out what we do.